Hi and welcome to the TNR Australian Accounting Podcast. The basics of goods and services tax in Australia. Goods and services tax, commonly known as GST, is tax levied on goods and services sold and consumed within Australia. This type of tax applies to most businesses. If your business is registered for goods and services tax, you are required to collect about 1/11 of your sales price and submit it to the Australian Taxation Office when it is due. Registration. Business owners in Australia are required to register their businesses for goods and services tax if their businesses have a GST turnover of $75,000 or more per annum. If it's a non-profit organisation, it should be registered for GST if it has an annual turnover of $150,000 or more. The Australian Taxation Office advises business owners who just opened new businesses to register for GST if they expect their businesses to earn $75,000 or more in their first year of operation. GST turnover refers to your business's gross income, not profits. You do not need to register your business if it does not meet the $75,000 or more per annum threshold. When to register? If your new business is not registered for GST and goes on to exceed the $75,000 per year threshold in its first year, you will be required to register for GST within 21 days. It is important to keep an eye on your monthly income and your GST turnover to ensure that you register if necessary. If your GST turnover is below the $75,000, registering for GST is optional. If your business does not meet the $75,000 a year threshold and you still go ahead and register, you will be required to include GST in your fees regardless of your turnover. However, you will be able to claim GST credits for your business purchases. How to register for GST? Part of the GST system consists of having an Australian business number. This means that you need an Australian business number to register for GST. If you are a first-time applicant for a GST number, you can use the same online form to apply for various tax registrations during your application process. When registering for an ABN, make sure you also register for GST if you anticipate that your business will exceed the $75,000 a year threshold. If you already have an ABN, you will only need to register for GST. This involves following these steps. Firstly, log in and register through the ATO online business portal. You will be required to provide your Oz key when registering. The Office of the ATO provides more information on how to get an Oz key, and it also provides information on eligibility criteria for GST registration. Alternatively, you can register for GST through your tax agent. If TNR is your tax agent, we recommend that you do it through us. GST credits. Now these refer to a certain amount of money that your business might be able to claim from the ATO. Business owners that have registered for GST can claim back their GST if it has been included in the buying prices of items bought from their businesses. Tax invoices. If you are registered for GST, your invoice must be a tax invoice. The main difference between tax invoices and GST invoices is that the former contains the GST amount for each item along with some additional details. Tax invoices require proper formatting for you to claim your full tax entitlements. The importance of GST registration. Business owners whose GST turnover is below $75,000 per annum are not required to register for GST and will not include a GST component in their prices. The invoices of such businesses are required to show that GST was not included in the purchase prices. Small business GST concessions. Businesses with annual turnovers of less than $2 million may be able to access GST concessions, including accounting for GST on cash basis, paying GST by instalments, and annual apportionment of GST input tax credits. Accounting for GST on a cash basis allows business owners to account for GST in the same tax period they receive payments from their customers and claim input tax credits for making payments to their suppliers. Business owners may also pay GST instalments each quarter based on what their business or the Australian Taxation Office estimates their GST liability to be. This means that business owners can vary the GST liability amount each quarter. Certain foodstuffs are exempt from goods and services tax. Information about items that are exempt from GST is provided on the website of the Australian Taxation Office. Business owners in Australia usually record GST information in their business activity statements, otherwise known as a BAS statement. These statements contain tax obligations and entitlements. Due dates for reporting GST are usually 21 days after the end of each month and by the 28th day of the month following the end of the financial quarter for monthly and quarterly reporting, respectively. A good tax accountant or advisor, such as the team at TNR, can help you untangle your GST, goods and services tax issues. You can find us on the web at tnr.com.au.